Good morning, everybody. That it is Sunday. My name is Chase Oliver, and I'm here to bring you my AEW review of some sorts. I don't know. I don't really like doing all the reviews anymore. Like, it's not like I like discussing about the shows, but reviewing them, I don't know. I feel like that's something in the past for the YWC. I don't know. I'm just not as critical anymore. Like, not as critical as I used to be. I don't rant as much as anymore because, like, to me, wrestling is just hilarious. Like, I just laugh at what I see sometimes. I'm just like, this is a joke. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm watching professional wrestling. Like, to me personally, like, I always have my theories about AEW. You guys know what my theories are. I feel like Vince McMahon funds this team. That's how I feel. I know everyone's going to be like, no way. I'm just saying they have very similar characteristics of the WWE, but it is what it is. That's just my theory. You don't like it, it's okay. But yeah, when it comes to AEW Revolution, I will say this. I paid money for this show. I bought the show. And the reason why I bought the show, because it's easy for you to say if you watch it free on any illegal stream, and I have no problem if you do. But when you're someone who watches it for free, it's easy for you to say, wow, that show was amazing. That show was great. That show was awesome. It's easy for you to say that. It's easy for you to get caught up in that because you watched it for free. You reviewed it like it's any other version of Dynamite. If you're forking over 50 hard-earned dollars, it's not like $50 is nothing. $50 could be a dinner date at Olive Garden, could be something that you could throw to your parents if they need something, could be a new video game that you've been looking at. Heck, $50 is probably 5 meals for you a week if you eat out a lot. And especially if you're trying to be healthy, come on, man. We all know Urban Cafe. They charge like $8 for a salad. It's not even a good salad, too. You can get a better salad at Denny's. You get the idea. $50 is a lot of money, and especially in an era of professional wrestling where we have the WWE Network that does provide a lot of content for $9.99. We have New Japan World, which, honestly, let's be real here. If you want to compare New Japan to AEW, New Japan a lot of times blows AEW's quality out of the water. Sure, they don't have the fireworks and everything like that, but when you're comparing match quality-wise to match quality-wise, New Japan Pro Wrestling blows AEW out of the water, and you get all their content for $9 and some change. I don't know the conversion. It's not necessarily $9.99. I get charged like $9.79, but you get the idea. So you have these two streaming networks that provide, WWE whenever they feel like doing it, good quality wrestling. New Japan consistently provides good quality, and AEW is charging $50. Now, the counter argument that you can have for AEW is, well, they don't do pay-per-views often. They do pay-per-views on a rare-to-rare basis, which is fine. If you go over here and you say, hey, you know what? AEW barely does pay-per-views. I'll pay money for them. Impact Wrestling does the same thing. But the one thing about Impact Wrestling that I always say about it is I will never buy a pay-per-view from them again because their weeklies feel like they're pay-per-views. If I'm forking over my hard-earned money to give you something, it shouldn't feel like a weekly show. Because it's crazy to me that I'll see like Pentagon versus gas station guy, Sami Callihan, eating his gas station burritos, and they're having this crazy match at Slammiversary, this Falls Count Anywhere Texas Death Match. And then probably 2 weeks later on Impact, they're having the same quality match, if not better, for free. The only difference is there's commercials. So for me, it's like, hey, this is different than let's say their first couple pay-per-views or Full Gear or anything like that. Now they have some shows underneath their belt. If I'm not mistaken, this is probably their third overall pay-per-view. No, fourth. This is their fourth pay-per-view, correct? They had if you're not counting All In, because that's really just an ROH pay-per-view with the AEW. That was just the predecessor of AEW. But they had the Double or Nothing, the All Out, the Full Gear, and now we have this pay-per-view, Revolution. And that's not counting the one where they did the video game convention and everything like that. So when it comes down to it, they provided 4 pay-per-views already. They're at this $50 price point. They barely do them. But is it worth for you as a consumer to spend $50 on AEW? Now, keep in mind, if you are a wrestling fan and you love AEW no matter what, and you're going to spend money on them, that's you. That's you, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you. I'm going to repeat that again because sometimes I feel like wrestling fans don't clean their ears. That's you. One more time, because 3 times the charm. That's you. You're spending the money. You're okay with that. If someone comes to this video who is not an AEW diehard, this is for them, for me to tell you, is it worth $50? Understand that. If you're okay with paying $50 for a pay-per-view, that's you. You made that consensus decision. This is more for people, and the general audience of my channel are not the biggest AEW fans. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. I keep my fandom out of my reviews. I'll make fun of certain stuff, yes, but when it comes to reviews, you gotta be partial. You gotta be partial. You gotta take whatever you feel, you gotta be partial with it. You gotta look at it in a wider spectrum. Don't be stuck in this fucking wrestling bubble. If you're stuck in that bubble, it hurts you. Step out of the bubble, put on your casual cap on, kind of say to yourself, would this sell someone on $50? That's it. That's all I gotta say. But let's get started. Revolution. It kicked off with, sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. I forgot to pull up the freaking card, but I believe it kicked off with the freaking, what's that? God dang, dude. I'm really drawing a blank on the match right now. I know the second match is Guevara versus Darby Allin. Oh, Hager versus Goldust. Dustin Rhodes. There we go. I was really curious about this match and the booking of it. I mean, for a wrestling fan standpoint, I guess if you look at it, it was a fun opening match. But the way AEW, from a weekly perspective, has been presenting Jake Hager, they've been presenting him as this big hoss, this big type of deal guy. Like, this guy was supposed to be like he's just gonna wreck your shit. Like, that's the way they've been presenting Jake Hager. And instead of making it where it's like, hey, maybe Dustin Rhodes has one hope spot in the match, they just literally made it a 50-50 style match. And whatever mystique and interesting aspects Jake Hager had just disappeared. Like, I was just like, okay, he feels like Jack Swagger, except he's making out with his wife before the match. Like, I don't know how that's supposed to get me to care about this guy or really make me feel like, hey, this guy's a big deal anymore, because he's having 50-50 matches with Goldust, Dustin Rhodes. Like to me personally, Jake Hager has to be the guy where you built up the fact that he's some big hoss and that no one can stop him and type of deal. And then you set up future matches down the line where it's like he's just going against people and you want to see who's the guy to beat them down. I'm surprised there was no Luchasaurus stare down with Jake Hager at all as well. I mean, that tag team, the boys and their dinosaurs, they were in the crowd for one of the matches. I believe it was Guevara versus Darby Allin. But it's like, this would have been a perfect time. Like just have Jake Hager go out there. Dustin has a cute couple hope spots, maybe hits a code red, and then Jake Hager just gets up and no-sells that shit. And everyone's like, holy moly. This ain't the same Jack Swagger that I watched in WWE. This is a different guy. This is something that WWE should have been doing with Jack Swagger since day one. Just make him undisputed, undefeated. And instead, he's out there having a 50-50 match. I don't know. It's, to me personally, and to me just looking at overall, the way you presented Jake Hager shouldn't be having 50-50 matches with Dustin Rhodes. It felt like I was watching Sammy Guevara having a match with Dustin Rhodes. Not Jake Hager. I didn't feel like Jake Hager was special. You've been building up Jake Hager as this special character. But instead, it's just like he's everyone else. He goes out there, hi, I can wrestle. You have enough people on the AEW roster, guys, that go, hi, I can wrestle. What you need are guys that stand out a little bit more. And I get it. Maybe there's other characters that you want to do this undefeated gimmick with, because every wrestling company, they always like to have like one wrestler that they build up as undefeated, undisputed, who's going to stop that guy. But I felt like with Jake Hager, he would have been a fine choice. And especially, like, I was just surprised no Luchasaurus stare down. The Chicago crowd would have ate that up. If Jake Hager, like, starts off the match, beats the crap out of Dustin. Dustin does like a code red. He no-sells it. Then Hager does like a bunch of pop-up power bombs. 1, 2, 3. Nice 5-minute match where you're just like, okay, we got to take Jake Hager seriously. And then he's just beating up Dustin, and then Luchasaurus comes out. And then you have a stare down between those two. Oh, shit. Could you imagine how much a Chicago crowd would have popped for that shit? I don't know. I get it. I'm not Tony Khan. I have watched a lot of pay-per-views. I haven't watched every show ever as he's claimed. And I'm not an expert on wrestling as he's claimed. This is stuff Tony Khan has said / claimed. So I'm using it on him because he said it. I get it. I'm not Tony Khan. But I am someone with ideas. And I'm just saying, you kind of dropped the ball with Jake Hager, in my personal opinion. As a wrestling fan, if you like the match, fine. But when it comes to overall presentation of Jake Hager, I wasn't a fan of it, in my personal opinion. I don't feel like it made me say, hey, I can't wait for the next Jake Hager match. AEW really had something for me, at least when watching on the weeklies with Jake Hager. I felt they were doing a good job building him up. I was actually really excited for this Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager match because I wanted to see what they were going to do with Jake Hager. And they're pretty much just making Jake Hager act like everyone else. That's not, to me, the right move. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a self-proclaimed genius like Tony Khan. And then Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. This was like, I didn't understand this match. Like, if the women's match wasn't a thing, I would probably say this was the worst match of the night. And I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, what a troll!" Can you hear me out before you get all upset about stuff? Because AEW fans, I don't know what it is. They're listening. Sometimes it's not always there. Get a Q-tip, clean your ears real quick, listen. Hey, listen. And I'm going to do it again because, hey, listen. This match just made no sense. You start off where it's not even a match, and Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara are doing a bunch of stupid crap to each other. They're doing all this hardcore junk, and then they do, like, Sammy Guevara hits a 630 on Darby Allin on the outside through a table. Then the actual match starts, and then they're pretending like the stuff that happened outside didn't even happen. I was just like, what? What was the point of the pre-match stuff? Like, what was the point? What was the point of Sammy Guevara doing a random 630 through a table? Like I'm just being dead serious. I didn't understand the point of having Sammy Guevara and freaking Darby Allin have that brawl in the beginning for no reason. Like, if they wanted to brawl and you just wanted Darby Allin to do something sick after the brawl, just brawl. You don't always need a wrestling match on the card. You can just say, you know what? We'll continue this on Dynamite. That at least gives you a match for this Wednesday's Dynamite. It's not like Guevara versus Darby Allin's a match where it's like, hey, we really need this on a pay-per-view. Like, that match could be placed anywhere, and I think fans are okay with it at the end of the day. But you had it where they just did this match, and it was like, what was the point? No, like, I'm just being honest here. What was the point of them going out there, brawling with each other, beating each other up, doing all this hardcore stuff, and then you just get a regular-ass match where it's just like, wait, how am I supposed to believe Darby Allin's okay after getting a 630 through the table? Like, they haven't built up Darby Allin's character like he's Undertaker or Sting. I know everyone's like, well, Chase, you watch. I do watch. Darby Allin's half dead. He loses every other match on freaking AEW TV. This guy doesn't win big matches. Darby Allin just doesn't win big matches. So how can you tell me that this guy can kick out of everything and then all of a sudden, makes sense. He's half dead. No, this is stupid. This match just made no sense whatsoever. I like both of these talents too. I think Guevara is interesting. I think Darby Allin's interesting. I like them. They're good young talents for AEW. Maybe hit the gym a little bit more, get a little bit more bulked up. But overall, I do like them as talents. It's just that I just didn't understand the booking of this match. And then I was just so afraid. I was like, oh my God, dude. This is how this show's going to be, man. It's just going to be a bunch of weird indie stuff where they're just doing stupid stuff just for the sake of it. Like AEW is just trying to do stuff where it's like fans are like, oh, wow, this is crazy. This is different. It's not that different. It's just really just stupidity booking. And then we got the tag team title match, and wow, what a fun match this was. This was definitely the match of the night. No matter how you felt about it, this was easily the match of the night. For a lot of people, a match of the year contender. But this was a fun match. I just felt it went on way too long. That's my only complaint about this match. But you could totally see Hangman Page got himself over. The buddy I was watching the pay-per-view with, he got into Adam Page. He was like, this guy, all he does is drink alcohol. This guy's awesome. You can tell Adam Page relates to a lot of wrestling fans. He was over. The Young Bucks, people are just like, yeah, same old shit. We know what these idiots do. Boo them. Kenny Omega, oh, God. If you were out on Kenny Omega like I have been, because I feel like his stock has fallen, Kenny Omega with that crowd, I was like, oh, maybe Kenny Omega still has something. I don't know. I'm always conflicted on AEW's Kenny Omega's AEW run because it's not as great as his New Japan run, and I felt they faltered with him a bit. But you can tell, man, Hangman and Kenny Omega are very over. But I just felt like certain spots just didn't need to be in the match. I just felt like, at first it was just the typical Young Bucks. Let's do our stupid choreographed crap match. Then when Kenny Omega was like, no, Bucks, I'm sorry. I got to teach you guys how to tell a decent story. And then Hangman Page, what really sold me on this was that Hangman Page is actually a decent storyteller. He's definitely improved from like the All Out match with Jericho. I was like, okay, this guy's a little bit better than I was expecting. But when it comes down to it, it was like Kenny Omega was trying to tell the Young Bucks, hey, we're going to try and tell the story here. And then whenever the Young Bucks try to get their stupid shit over, Kenny Omega's like, no, idiots. I told you before, we're telling a damn story. But I just feel like certain spots and certain angles could have just been erased from this match. Like Hangman doing the one-winged angel. That should have been the finish. Why even have Hangman steal Kenny's finish like that? And that's not the finish. Like come on, man. If the V trigger buckshot was not going to end the match, that should have ended the match. Like literally, like my friends, like really, the freaking lariat ended the match. A DDT pretty much ended the match. Like, why do all this epic shit if something underwhelming ends the match? That's how I felt. I just felt it was so underwhelming how they ended the match. The only spot that I liked is when they did the golden knee to Kenny, and then Kenny got really hyped up and pissed off because I could see Kenny Omega getting pissed off that they stole his best friend's finisher. Him and Ibushi are still best friends, at least in my mind. His best friend's finisher and stuff. I could see Kenny Omega being pissed at that. But like I just felt, don't do the one-winged angel spot where Hangman steals the one-winged angel. That should have been the finish. But instead, they decided, we needed more drama for no reason. And that's the problem with Young Bucks matches. They always want stupid extra drama. Like the Young Bucks, when it comes to drama, they're like WWE. They just can't leave it. The Young Bucks, it's like you go to their ice cream shop. You ask, I just want a plain vanilla ice cream. And then Matt Jackson comes like, oh, really? You just want vanilla? Yeah, let's add some caramel drizzle to it. I know a lot of the people here that come here like it. No, I just wanted my ice cream plain. And then Nick Jackson's like, really, just plain? Add some nuts to that. I mean, this is really, really good. All the people that come in love our nuts. Our dad makes them homemade. No, I'm pretty good with just the plain ice cream. I mean, I feel like you got something going here. I hear your plain ice cream's good enough. No, you know what's even better? Are sprinkles. And then they just keep adding shit. And it's just like, can you motherfuckers just listen? Like Young Bucks, I know you don't do social media. I know you're just like Tony Khan. You're on a high. I get it. You guys are doing fun stuff with AEW. I give you that. You don't need to have over drama matches. It's just too much. You got to learn, like the Young Bucks, what they need to learn, especially in their matches, when's the best ending point? I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks style. That's just it. I don't like how they wrestle in the ring. I could care less about their in-ring match style. But with the right opponents, the Young Bucks can have good matches for me. I will never discredit them on that. If they get the right opponents, like Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, especially Kenny Omega, who tells these idiots, hey, slow down and let's tell a freaking story. especially with the Lucha Brothers, who Pentagon pretty much told these putos, hey, I'm going to beat you up if you guys don't listen to me in the ring. You need to learn how to slow down, and you need to learn when to end these matches. I don't know if you're teaching Adam Cole the same shit down in NXT, but all three of y'all need to text each other and figure out how to end matches. The one-winged angel spot, I felt that spot was really great. I thought that was epic. And I just felt it was ruined because they had to not kick out of it, but they had to break up the pinfall for it. Like, I felt that would have been perfect ending. Kenny Omega would have been in disbelief, like, wait, you used my finisher? Are you kidding me? That would have added more hype to the Hangman Kenny Omega feud, that Hangman was able to finish the Young Bucks with his finisher. That would have been amazing. At least in my personal opinion. And at least overall, I think fans would agree with that. I feel like if you were going to do the one-winged angel spot, it needed to be a finish of the match. And I just felt AEW kind of dropped the ball with that one. At least from that perspective. But overall, though, the match was good. A match of the year contender for sure. Fun match. I just felt they could have saved time on it. I just feel like they could have cut a little bit out of it. But overall, still a good match from AEW. And this is where the pay-per-view kind of got back into the good mold of AEW. When AEW is good, it can be really good. You know, that's the point with AEW. Like AEW is kind of like with NXT. There's not really a good happy medium. When AEW is bad, it's just holy crud, this is terrible, like with the Dark Order stuff. But then when AEW does good stuff, it's really good. They haven't found that happy medium yet. And if they did, it's maybe people don't really care about the happy medium. But overall, I really did enjoy the tag team title match. Easily the match of the night. Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander. They literally could have shaved like 10 minutes off this match. Like, I don't know. When you have like a character like Chris Statlander who's like an alien, I'm not buying it like at all. Nyla Rose is still ass in the ring. Like, this is where I was just like, okay, like the women's division, I don't know what's going on with this division. They clearly did not sign the talent that they needed to make this division interesting. Like the talent, like, I don't know if it's not there or if it's just boring. Like, I just don't care like at all about the women's division. And I like women's wrestling. I think everyone knows Chase Oliver's favorite wrestler probably right now is Charlotte. I have nothing against women's wrestling. It's just none of these wrestlers interest me. Like Britt Baker is now being like a pseudo heel, and it was kind of like, okay, now you're just playing that she's a heel, but it's not really working. Her promos don't really make me want to hate her. It's just more of like, man, I feel sorry that you're in this company. That's how I feel when I watch Britt Baker. I'm just like, dang, I feel bad for her. Like, she could have done something else. Like pretty much what she's doing in AEW, she probably would have done in NXT anyway. So it's like, I just wish she probably went over there instead. Britt Baker, to me, she fits the WWE mold perfectly. Like, there's certain wrestlers when you look at them and you're just like, okay, you belong in WWE. Nyla Rose, she's still green. Chris Statlander, like, I don't know how big her matches are. Obviously, I don't feel like she can do a long match because I was pretty much half asleep during this match. Big Swole, I don't even know what her character is. Riho, she's kind of boring. Like, yeah, man, the women's division, they really need to do something about it, man. Like, it's just bad. I feel like them not getting Tessa Blanchard hurts a lot, too. I feel like she could have brought something to the women's division, but she's too busy trying to be a world champion. So why would she want to be in the women's division? But, yeah, overall, man, like, this was the worst match of the night. It's not even close. Like, if you're just looking at it from a pure in-ring perspective, this was terrible. Like, it was just like, whatever. Moving on. MJF taking on Cody, and what was the big match of the night. This was probably one of the bigger matches for sure. A lot of people were interested in this match. The rivalry of Cody Rhodes and MJF, the storied friendship that became a rivalry. And I get it, you have to watch more BTE to understand that the friendship was longer than what was presented on TV. I still think the heel turn was a little bit too soon. This match for sure is going to divide people. people who like in-ring storytelling are going to like this match. They're going to say, hey, the storytelling of this match was really good. People who care about in-ring are going to hate this match and say MJF isn't ready. As someone viewing it, and just like if I were to take myself out as a wrestling fan equation, I would say the match was okay overall. I felt Cody did what he did best to work with. He tried his best. I think MJF, he's very talented. He's a good character. He has the aspects that you like as a professional wrestler, but he just really isn't there in the ring. Like he just isn't there in the ring yet. Like something about his in-ring presence is just off sometimes. It's when he does lockups, I just feel like the exchanges are not as smooth. You know, like I just felt like Cody was really trying his best to get something out of MJF in this match. The storytelling was on point. It was good for the two best friends, or the two friends going at it. You could tell Cody and MJF, they're really close the way that they were tonight. Or last night, I should say. Just overall, though, I just felt like Heel Steven tweeted me this. Something was missing for sure in this match. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was something missing. There was something missing about this match. Like I said, this match will definitely divide people on pay-per-view. Like, I saw people on Twitter who said this match sucked. I saw people on Twitter, and some people who even surprised me, who really liked this match, because I was like, oh, wow, you really like this match? Like, for real? Like, I was surprised because I was just like, oh, I wouldn't think they would like that style of wrestling. But MJF and Cody will definitely be one of those pay-per-view matches. When you look at it, it'll split people down the middle. People won't know how they really feel about this match. Some of them will either love this match, some of them will either hate this match. Overall, for me, I just feel like this match, at least in my personal opinion, if I were to put myself in the wrestling bubble there, it was good for me. Like, I was fine with it. I felt it was a good story. This is probably the best story that Cody told. The only thing terrible about this match was Cody's entrance. And Cody's stupid neck tattoo. Oh, God. For me, man, Downstate, they tried, but they failed. Like, come on, guys, sing it. Sing it. No one knows the lyrics to Cody's theme song. Only, like, they're just like, what the heck are these guys doing? And you thought Cody's neck tattoo. I can't say shit. I have bad tattoos too. You know, I have all these flash sale tattoos on my arm, but I get compliments about the flower. Like, everyone loves my flower. I don't know why. Like, this is everyone's favorite tattoo of mine. This is my back tattoo is actually my favorite. But I don't know, man. So, it's just so, like, I thought it was paint. Like, I thought it would be cool as a paint, but like, he could have put that on his arm, like his neck. I don't know. And especially because it's his wrestling logo. That's what's so goofy about it. It's his fucking pro wrestling logo. It's to have your wrestling logo tattooed on your neck. I don't know, man. That's pretty markish, man. That's like, how much of a mark do you have to be to have your freaking wrestling logo tattooed on your neck? Like, if Triple H had like the Triple H skulls on his arm or something, everyone would shit on Triple H, man. Everyone would be like, oh, look at Hunter with this stupid freaking game logo tattoo. That's the only thing terrible about this match. So let me grab some chapstick real quick, and then we'll talk about the rest of this card. I really need my chapstick. Oh, my God. He has the American Nightmare logo tattooed on his neck, man. That's hilarious. Oh, God. That is hilarious, to me at least. Oh. All right, grab my chapstick. I should always have it on me at all times, but sometimes I just forget, man. It's just around the corner. Oh, God, man. Oh, I thought that shit was hilarious. Just seeing that tattoo, I was like, it's your own wrestling logo, man. Like, that's just so markish, dog. Like, and then we had Pac taking on Orange Cassidy. And pretty much, man, I knew that this would, like, I felt good about this match. Orange Cassidy, if you actually know Orange Cassidy besides from AEW, you know that he can actually wrestle. I listened to an interview with Orange Cassidy, and it's a pretty good interview where he's like, look, I can do all this stuff, but I need to stand out. I'm not going to stand out. And I really love they just did like this whole like Orange Cassidy felt like in an anime that one character where it's like he's not even trying. And it's like what? And he has like another level, and then the villain's like nani? Like they just can't believe that he's going to freaking go to another level. Like this match was fun. We all know Pac's a good wrestler. A lot of wrestling fans that are tuning in from AEW, from WWE, or who understand who Pac is, they know he's good. But when it comes to Orange Cassidy, this was a big moment for him because they put it at a good spot too. The fans, they're a little bit emotionally drained from the Cody and MJF match, just a little bit. I don't feel like that match killed all whole emotions, but they needed something to just light them up again and get them ready for the main event. And then you have Orange Cassidy here, who is literally probably one of the most over characters on the roster. The fact that I haven't oversaturated this guy, props to AEW there, because a lot of other companies would oversaturate Orange Cassidy and just try to use his little gimmick and run it to the ground. It's sad, but it's true. That's how a lot of wrestling companies operate. They will try to oversaturate certain gimmicks and run them to the ground. And I felt that AEW did a good job at making sure that Orange Cassidy wasn't oversaturated. And I felt like this was a good match for him to kind of show people hey, Orange Cassidy is not like a joke wrestler. Christina is not just going out there and doing the little death kicks and everything like that. If he actually does something, it's really good. And I feel like AEW doesn't need to oversaturate it. Don't have him always have a big pay-per-view match where he surprises people. I think it was cool that he had a match with Neville, who, people view as a high-level guy for AEW, definitely one of the top contenders for that AEW championship. I think it was nice that, they just made Orange Cassidy, and I don't feel like this hurt Neville. I know I saw a lot of people saying this made Neville look bad or Pac. I'm sorry. I'm going to call him Neville. I think Neville's way better named than Pac, believe it or not. But I don't feel like this hurt Pac. I don't feel like it hurt Pac at all. Pac was facing an unknown entity in Orange Cassidy. It's like I said, it's like that anime moment where you have, the villain face a character that's unlikely and that character ends up being stronger than you expected. And they're like, nani? That's what happened with Pac. Pac didn't expect Orange Cassidy to do this, but they didn't make Orange Cassidy look too dominant. They just show that Orange Cassidy can go. And I hope they don't oversaturate this. I feel like maybe they probably will. I feel like if you're going to have Orange Cassidy wrestle someone next, it's most likely Jericho. I feel like Jericho would be a good option for him. Be a good win for him, too, if you want to give him a win. But I just feel like Orange Cassidy, he worked well in this spot where he just shocked people and everyone's like, holy crud, this guy's actually fun to watch. The question is, with this, how much longer can you run with this gimmick, and how much sooner is it going to be where Orange Cassidy gets super over to the point where it's like, we might have to actually put the title on this guy? Because sometimes not every guy needs a championship, but Orange Cassidy character doesn't need a championship. But with the way that AEW is, and if this guy's actually drawing viewers and drawing interest from people outside of professional wrestling, and maybe want people to tune in to professional wrestling, and you're a startup company, you're not WWE where it's like, oh, well, we have X, Y, and Z. Those are other reasons too. If Orange Cassidy is really bringing in general interest from the public, and especially because you're a startup company, this is not WWE. If they're WWE and they're throwing the title on Orange Cassidy, it's like, okay, there's a bunch of other comedy gimmicks you could have thrown too, like Santino Marella, that would have done just as well too. But if Orange Cassidy is actually drawing viewers for a startup company, you might have to throw the belt on him. And it's not crazy to say that. I know people are going to say that's super crazy, that you're going to say Orange Cassidy should win the title. But if there gets to a point that this year where Orange Cassidy is still hot as he is, and people outside of professional wrestling are talking about Orange Cassidy and have an invested interest in him as a character, you may have to throw a title on him. And I know everyone's going to be like, that's kind of weird. I don't think he needs it. But you got to look at it from an AEW perspective. We want to gain viewers and we want people to watch. He could be an unlikely guy. And sometimes that happens in wrestling where someone unlikely that you never expected ends up being bigger than you thought. Like, look at Batista. I know WWE likes to have their revisionist history on the Ruthless Aggression era TV show. But remember Batista? Dude, let's just be real here. Let's call spades a spades. If you guys were watching wrestling at the time, WWE treated Batista as just some muscle. Like that's all WWE treated Batista was just that he was just some muscle for Triple H. If you really sat down and asked people, and even Batista's talked about it in interviews, he didn't think he was going to win the Rumble. He thought Cena was going to win. Batista, like straight up, dude, Batista worked hard at getting fans to say, we want this guy as world champion. Because I think WWE woke up and realized that, holy shit, Batista's a big deal. When I think it was Survivor Series or a lead up before Survivor Series, there was a moment where, Triple H leaves the world title in the locker room, and Batista grabs that world title and looks at it, and the fans pop. They're like, yeah, like that's what they wanted. And WWE was like, oh no, we got Randy Orton. Randy Orton was like, does a pose, but Batista healed the world title. That's sick. So it's like sometimes unexpected stars come out of nowhere, especially ones that you're not really trying to push. Because when you look at Orange Cassidy, it just seems like what TK and the group does. Whoever the creative trust there is like, hey, OC, do your thing, and then Orange Cassidy does his thing. And for me personally, as someone also too who when I look at Twitter and everything for AEW, the most that I see is a lot of Orange Cassidy stuff. A lot of people are talking about Orange Cassidy. Like Orange Cassidy and Jericho were like the two guys that I would see from AEW from a casual perspective. So that's all I'm saying. AEW is a startup company. If they were WWE and they had years, it's just kind of like he's one of those characters, you don't need the title. He's fine with what he does. Maybe if you made a mid-card belt for him, that's okay. But AEW, it's like they need people to watch. They want people to watch. They need people to give a crap about them. Not saying people don't, but, if you want people to, if you notice that Orange Cassidy is gaining more viewers, you have to throw the belt on him. You can't just be like, oh, no, he's just there for the comedy chase. Like, no, you got to throw the belt on him if he's actually gaining traction. But yeah, good match overall. Oh, I forgot to mention, Lucha Brothers came out to distract them, but I didn't know why that was in the match. Like, okay, but so moving on forward now to the main event of the evening, Le Champion, Chris Jericho, taking on uncensored Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. And you know what? The match itself was good. It was a good main event. Jericho was able to deliver. Moxley was able to deliver. And ultimately, AEW decided to do what was best and give Jon Moxley the title, which they should have. Jericho winning. The problem with AEW right now, too, is like they have a lot of heels that can go for the world title, but they don't have a lot of baby faces that can go for the world title. And they don't have, and every company needs this. It's good for wrestling companies to have a heel as a world champion that people can despise and hate and stuff like that. But you need a baby face that fans can tune into, that they can support and root and have fun. It's easier for fans to get behind. Like, I know everyone's like, it's easier for fans to like heels and cheer them, but it's easier for newer people to have a good guy as world champion, because when they start watching it and they start going, oh my God, this guy's fun, he's awesome, it's easy to bandwagon when the people are good. Like, it's like the Golden State Warriors. You guys follow basketball. I know probably a lot of AEW fans are probably doing the Nick Young meme, like, or the Russell Westbrook meme going, what? But just hear me out real quick. It's like when the Warriors were first starting out before they hit their dynasty. It was fun to jump on the bandwagon because LeBron's teams have always been kind of like those villain teams. The Western Conference never really had like some fun teams to cheer for. The Lob City Clippers were annoying. The Houston Rockets, James Harden and Dwight Howard debate, that was just annoying. And then you had this fun-loving team in the Golden State Warriors shooting threes, just enjoying life and stuff. And it was fun to bandwagon off of them. And it helped the NBA a lot. because they had that fun team that people can enjoy. Jon Moxley fits the role of a good babyface for AEW. He goes out there, does whatever he wants, has a fun little shtick about him. He can talk on the mic. He can brawl. He can fight. People will like Jon Moxley. And it's easy when you have, especially for the little kid demographic, when you have a babyface like that. Because when the villains are winning, you get pissed off. And sometimes if you get pissed off too much, you just don't want to watch because like, what's the point if the bad guy's always going to win? Sometimes it works out and you strike gold with the JBL, but then sometimes it flames out like Reign of Terror Triple H, where it's just like, okay, this guy doesn't need to win all the flipping time. That's the thing. But Jericho as champion, it only had like certain legs. It was going to run out eventually. That's the thing. You can't have Jericho as champion all the way till freaking October. You needed Jericho to drop the belt to someone. Problem is, AEW didn't really build up any other baby faces besides Moxley. They gave Cody the whole he can't fight for the title again gimmick. Kenny Omega's in the tag team scene, and really, who wants to see Omega versus Jericho? Hangman Page before the drinking gimmick just wasn't ready. Pac's not a bad guy. Pac's not a good guy, so you can't really go for him. And it's like two bad guys going at it. I know everyone's going to be like, it doesn't matter. AEW's different. It does matter when you're building an audience because it's harder for people to say, hey, I'm going to go with Jericho because he's funnier on the mic. Nothing about Pac makes me want to see him. Jericho versus MJF, I don't know how much that's going to work out. You know, overall, Luchasaurus just isn't there yet. That's why Moxley had to be the guy. He had to be the guy to beat Chris Jericho because he was the only guy that really felt ready. He was the only guy that I looked at and I said, you know what? He needs to beat Jericho. If it's not at this pay-per-view, it has to be the next pay-per-view. Because they have no one else. And AEW said, you know what? Screw it. We could have it where we could extend this to the next pay-per-view. But we do have a long list of wrestlers that could face Jon Moxley. We have Jeff Cobb, who we just debuted. I don't know if he's a full-time guy, but we have Jeff Cobb. We have Lance Archer, who we just signed. We have Pac. We have MJF. We have some of the Dark Order people. They have enough heels where it's like, hey, Moxley can get a good 6 to 8 month run as champion. That's the thing. They have enough heels. They don't have enough baby faces, but they have enough heels. Oh, Jake Hager, you can throw him in the mix as well. Jericho in a rematch. So my question is, how will Jon Moxley translate as a long-term world champion? I feel like Jon Moxley, you know, at least from what I've seen from him as a wrestler and overall, he's someone that's good to have with the belt on his shoulder because he's fine as a wrestler. He has a good, unique look about him. But as a world champion, I'm just always iffy about him. Like, I'm not 100% sold with Jon Moxley as a world heavyweight champion. That's just me personally. I feel like he was the right guy for AEW. But when he was in WWE, it was just kind of like, okay, he's good for like, hey, let's just get in the belt, but then he gets screwed over right away character. Like, he's like a Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, it's fun watching him chase the belt and win the title, but I don't want to see Jeff Hardy have like a 6-month reign as champion. Like, I just need Jeff Hardy to hold the belt for 1 month and then I'm good. Like 2 months at most. Certain wrestlers are better when they're chasing the belt. I always felt like that was Jon Moxley. He's a better chaser than he is like a champion. AEW, this will be a chance to see how much that will change. I feel like I think this too is a little bit better for him as a babyface because he actually has a legit lineup of heel characters. It's not like he's facing Dolph Ziggler. No offense to Dolph Ziggler. It was just such a terrible storyline. I feel like this will be good for him. We'll see. But overall, I was fine with Jon Moxley winning. I felt he was the best guy to win the title off of Jericho. If it wasn't going to be Cody, it had to be Jon Moxley. But yeah, overall, oh yeah, Johnny Gargano's a better chaser. Like I could care less if Gargano ever won a title. Like, it's fun watching him win, but him as champion, it's like, okay, just get it off of him already. But overall, AEW Revolution, was it worth your $50? If you look at it overall, I would say if this pay-per-view was $35.99, I would be very, very happy with my purchase. $50 is a little bit of a hard sell for me. Not to say that the pay-per-view was bad. It was a really good pay-per-view from AEW. I don't think the pay-per-view was bad whatsoever, as my dog tries to get in my room, which is mad annoying. But I wouldn't say like to someone like, hey, you got to order the replay for $50. That's it. Like if you could find a way to pay money to give AEW some support for this pay-per-view, sure, find a way. But $50, I don't know. They need to find a better price point. I feel like if these pay-per-views were $30, I think a lot more people would actually buy them too. I think that's a little bit more of a justifiable cost. I know everyone's gonna be like, "Well, Chase, $50. That's what the and it's not necessarily all AEW's fault. Why they need the $50 price point? That's more of satellite and cables issues as well, because they need that price point so that way they can, because you need to sell a certain amount of pay-per-views. And this is common knowledge. Like, you can search it up yourself. It's not like I'm making this shit up. You need to sell a certain amount of pay-per-views to pay off the cable bill and to be profitable. So that is a cable price point. That's not just Bleacher Report Live saying, hey, we need to charge us for $50. No, it's more of like DirecTV and Dish. They're saying, hey, you need this $50 and you need to make sure that you at least hit over, I believe it's 100,000 buys, which I'm pretty sure just got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got 100,000 buys for sure. I don't know. I haven't seen all the AEW pay-per-view buy rates. Would be interesting to say. But for me, $50, if you're a diehard AEW fan, I feel like maybe you got your money's worth for sure. If you're someone like me who is kind of like, you're just always on the middle with every wrestling company. You like pretty much all wrestling companies. You don't have like allegiance to one, even though most AEW fans think I love WWE, which is hardly the case. I haven't done a WWE review in months, and here I am doing an AEW review. So I don't know what that tells you. When it comes to AEW, I would say it's not worth $50 if you're kind of in the middle. If you're someone that's like interested and you want to check out AEW, I say just watch Dynamite or go watch AEW Darks. I don't feel like you need to buy this pay-per-view to get into AEW. I feel like eventually you can. I mean, there's websites where you can find the tag team title match. I don't think that match alone is worth $50. Like it's worth maybe like $5 individually, but $50, no. I would not buy this pay-per-view $50 if you're trying to get into AEW. Was it better than Full Gear? Oh no, I thought Full Gear was a better show overall. My personal opinion. I thought Full Gear was a way better show overall. The uncensored match was really sick. Cody versus Jericho was really good. This pay-per-view was good, but not as good as Full Gear. Like I think Full Gear is overall their best show. My personal opinion. I know everyone's going to disagree and say Double or Nothing or All Out, but for me, Full Gear was that one show where I was like, okay, this is good. That was a really good show for me as Full Gear. I didn't have a problem with the hardcore title, unsanctioned match like everyone else did. I don't know. That was like super weird. Everyone was like super pissed off about that unsanctioned match. It made no sense to me. But yeah, so overall, AEW Revolution, good show. I don't do like ratings or it's like something out of 10 or something out of 5. But if you really want to know if I were to give it a rating, it would definitely be like an 8 out of 10. Like, good. The first half of the show, the first 2 matches, and the women's title match is just really bad. Like it's just like, what are the points of those matches? But then you get to the later portion of the card, and it's good stuff. So yeah, overall good. So we're gonna do a Q&A for this portion. So if you guys have any questions, AEW or wrestling related, please go ahead and send me them. I'm gonna share this link so that way we can get some questions. I don't care if they're wrestling related to. You guys know how these Q&As go. Oh well, I don't want to share that link. You guys will be able to hack my stream. I've been hacked. So, I was hacked, DC. Hulk, hey Jon Jones. You said you were hacked. No, you weren't, John. You're full of shit, John. I love DC. When's Deep in DC happening? Never. Oh, you hate to see it, man. Poor Joseph Benavidez, dude. Uriah Faber gave him the fight in the big lights. He got his ass kicked. Everyone's gonna be like, well, the guy didn't make weight change, but still, man. All right, Q&A time. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, I do apologize. So my Mac is like the MacBook that I got from the school is not really like the most up to date one. This was the best settings that I can do for the live stream cameras. Um, I will have a test stream with the new and improved laptop. This is the new laptop from Chase Oliver. So I will do a test stream. Hopefully this week. It depends. I do have school. But hopefully this week, maybe I can get a test stream squeezed in, and we can see how the quality is on the laptop. I do prefer this though with the Mac desktop, mainly because the Mac desktop is a little bit more consistent. Like no frames are dropping or anything, man. But I just prefer this. I'm sorry if like it's yellow, and I know it would be inconsistent, but I feel like if it's just the live streams that are yellow, I feel like that's fine. Like, in my personal opinion. But I feel like certain aspects, certain streams, or certain projects I want to do, definitely will have to do the laptop. So expect a laptop test stream soon. This was a good deal too. It's a Ryzen 7 laptop, open box, very good condition too. I guess the person didn't like it because it was too big. That's what the person like. Literally, I went to Best Buy and I was looking at like an i5 laptop because like I don't do like any hardcore editing. I just need something where it's like, hey, if I can do a stream, it won't crap out on me. And I'm not doing gaming streams. I'm just doing streams like this where I'm talking to you guys about professional wrestling. So overall, I was like, I need a laptop. Went to Best Buy. They gave me some suggestions. They said, if you're going to go with something i5 or Ryzen 7, especially because I have to use this laptop also for work, for video editing. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, do you guys have any Ryzen 7s? They're like, no. And I was like, okay. Then I said, well, would you guys be able to let me know if like you guys get anything in stock? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely, dude. Just leave your number and we'll call you if we ever get something with the Ryzen 7. I was like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, I got called literally the next day. It's the guy. He goes, hey, some guy just returned a Ryzen 7. It's open box. And I was like, oh, open box. And I said, what's the condition? He's like, he literally bought it he bought it a week and a half ago, and he didn't like it because it was too big. And I was like, oh. And I have this thing. This is my Lenovo ThinkPad and stuff. It's a nice little laptop, too. Everyone's going to be like, why do you have all this technology? Trust me, guys. I love technology. But I have this ThinkPad. This is my school. This is like what I use for school. Nice, small, compatible. Can take it anywhere. I'm not taking this to school. This is like I need this for when I go to work. Like this is like a work high-powered machine. I need something on the go because I'm always at conferences where I have to edit on the go. I need something like that. So and I do freelance jobs too. Like I do editing for people on the side too. I need something like that where it's like, hey, if I'm like chilling, I can be able to go like, okay, yeah, I'm at Starbucks. Let me do that. This is more of like I can get stuff done. This is more like, hey, I just need to like Google Drive is amazing. I love Google Drive. So I got this. It was awesome. I know, rant aside. I just want to let you know. But yeah, we're gonna try a new laptop stream sometime today. But yeah, this is the beautiful new laptop. Love it. The old laptop it's pretty much my beater laptop. Like it was on its last legs. Rest in peace. You lasted like that laptop, just being honest here, that laptop, that's been with me since I moved into this house. I'm being dead serious. When you guys go like, how long have you had the laptop? All my streams, all my recordings, like I had a desktop too, but a lot of my streams and stuff from 2014 to now, that was all on that laptop. That's in that duffel bag right there. That was all in that laptop. So shout out to that laptop. Do I like my new setup? Yeah, it's nice. I'm going to move more stuff around. There's some stuff that I like. There's some stuff I don't like about my room. But I like this setup a lot better. The reason why I put it here, too, is because the window light won't hurt it and stuff. Chase, what kind of computer do I use? The computer I use, I just use a basic. I'm not a Mac person, but it's a Mac desktop. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Mac person. I think Mac has good capabilities when it comes to certain things. I feel like streaming and everything like that, I think Mac is very solid. As you can see, there's been no issues with this stream. As with the laptop, frame rates would go down. My voice would turn into a robot voice and everything like that. So I just feel this is good. This Mac desktop, and this Mac desktop is mainly used for me if I need to do something like, hey, I don't want to put too much stuff on my laptop. I can do it on the Mac desktop. Like, let's say I like doing LinkedIn learning exercises. I know I'm a freaking nerd, but I like doing some LinkedIn learning stuff. It helps me improve. It gets me little badges on my LinkedIn thing. And honestly, all it does is just lets me have more room and power to do it and not have to worry about stuff taking forever to load. Because, sometimes the problem with this laptop, sometimes there's like a hard drive issue. And if I put too much on this hard drive, it's not that good. This gives me a place where I can store everything. I like using HP, Dell. I love laptops pretty much that are from, I love laptops that are pretty much with Windows. I think Windows is the best bet to go overall. I get it. There's people who love Apple and stuff. I just think Apple overall, especially with their MacBooks, are so behind when it comes to specs. Like, don't get me wrong. If you need just a laptop for school and stuff, or you need a laptop because you're writing a book, or you just need a laptop for certain reasons, that's fine. But I feel like you need a laptop for power and doing editing and everything like that. You can't go wrong with the HP, man. So yeah, for me personally, man, I love Windows. That's me. Chase, in your own opinion, be as sharp as harsh as you need to be. Is it bad I'm really becoming more of a fan of AEW and love it more than WWE, and I'm not watching WWE anymore? No, it's not my opinion. It's yours. If you like, here's the thing. You like what you like. At the end of the day, I'm not going to judge you being an AEW fan. I could care less. People who come to my channel, y'all fans of everything. I could care less. Like, we have Georgian Falio 20. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but he's been around forever from Romania. He's a diehard TNA fan. I'm not over here saying to him, you like TNA. That's his shit. If he likes TNA, he likes TNA. I could care less if you're liking AEW more than WWE. Doesn't hurt my feelings at the end of the day. I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, Nero, you like AEW more? What a lose. No. You like what you like. I'm not going to sit here and dictate what you like. If I don't like something you like, don't sit here and all of a sudden try to tell me, oh, you should like that shit. No, I just don't like it. You're not going to convince me Braun Strowman's a good wrestler. He freaking sucks. Deal with it. Understand it's just my opinion. It's your opinion as well. The only thing I feel like you can be wrong on is if something really stunk and then you're just like over here is trying to defend it to Thy Kingdom Come. And my dogs are barking. That's always fun. But you get the idea. I don't care if you like something more than the other. It's not for me to judge what you like. It's when you're like, I'll make fun of you. I'll definitely make fun of the fact that you're just like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I can't believe Nero says he likes AEW more than WWE. What a mark. That's stupid. So I don't care, man. If you really like AEW, that's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, like it's what you like at the end of the day, man. I pitched a message about AEW. What message on Twitter? Yeah. See, Mr. TNA 2005. I'm used to your Twitter name, Mr. TNA. So that's why I'm sorry if I freaking butchered that, dude. Like I don't have the Twitter in front of me, so I just was going off the top. Like I'm not like gonna tell you. Like I'm not gonna tell you like, dude, stop watching TNA. It's trash. Like that's just dumb. Like what's the point of doing that? If you like TNA, you like TNA. I'm not gonna sit Impact, whatever it's called nowadays. Like, I'm not gonna sit here. Like I'll poke fun at Impact. Like don't get me wrong, I'll joke about it. Just know I'm joking. I joke about every company in this wrestling. Like to me personally, wrestling's more fun when you just laugh at it. All these companies are goofy as hell. So yeah, but AEW, like for me personally. I prefer New Japan over a lot of companies. Like I just feel New Japan is one of the more fun companies to watch, for me at least. But like New Japan, like that's my company. I like watching it. The stories are always kind of They rely on the same four dudes. But yeah, man, I like New Japan. My overall thoughts on XFL, it's fun. It's a fun league. I feel like it's definitely something people are getting into. They just need better quarterbacks, man, because the quarterback play is trash. You can't just have one good quarterback, man. Like you need, or maybe two. I guess the Washington, they have Cardale Jones and stuff like that. So, but you can't have just bad quarterbacks overall. Like quarterback play is important. Like nowadays, like it's like in the NBA. People want guys who can shoot threes and do dribble moves. That they want these one-on-one players in the NBA. I don't. I prefer team basketball, but that's just how it is. And the NFL nowadays, it's like your team doesn't have a cool quarterback. It doesn't matter. Like people will literally discredit your team because you don't have a quarterback. They're gonna be like, huh, "You're a fan of this team? Yeah, they don't have Mahomes." If you think about the most popular players in the league, they're quarterbacks. The NFL has conditioned younger fans and newer fans that the quarterback position is the most pinnacle position in all of sports. And it pretty much is. But you need good quarterback play. And the quarterback play for the XFL is horrendous. Horrendous. Gah. Do you feel Pentagon should get the next title shot at Jon Moxley? I don't see anybody getting a shot. Also, with Orange Cassidy could be a contender. I feel like the next shot is Jeff Cobb. They should build up Pentagon in the future. I think Pentagon and Moxley could have a good match. Like, I'm tired of Pentagon being a jobber. Like, he's not a jobber. Like, I just feel like Pentagon's just doing this so he can go to WWE. My personal opinion. Yeah, no, it's all about different opinion. Like Mr. TNA says. Like, who cares? At the end of the day, it's what you like. Yeah, you like seriously, you're watching like Landry Jones and a bunch of scrub quarterbacks, and they're just like literally. I feel like the CFL has better quarterback talent than the freaking XFL. Hey Chase, there's an AEW video game that's in develop. Would you like to see work on the game based off the studio? Well, probably Ukes if they could work on it. I feel like the AEW video game will be fun. I just want a good career mode. Like I just want something where it's like Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown versus Raw level career mode. Not where I'm like some goofy guy named Buzz and I drive my dad's freaking van around, or like some dude named Trey because I slipped on a freaking kitchen or cafeteria tray and I have my friend Red and Samoa Joe has a cybernetic arm. Like I don't need that shit. Just give me, just give me. And all I'm asking is, Here Comes the Pain storyline where I'm a wrestler, I wrestle people weekly, and I have fun little stories, but they're not voice acting. I don't need voice acting. I just need interesting stuff, man. What do you think will be the Chargers? Who do you think will be the Chargers QB next season? Oh, God, I don't want to think about that right now. I'm not over Rivers yet, man. Ugh. Chargers QB next season. Herbert. I'm sold on Justin Herbert. I like him a lot. I think he's the best. I know everyone's going to be like, Chase, you're crazy, but I think he's the best quarterback in this class. That's my quarterback right there that I want the Chargers to draft. I'm huge on Herbert. Huge on Herbert. Give me Justin Herbert, damn it. And I'll be happy. 6'6", runs like Lamar. Oh, and that arm strength. Like, I know, and trust, I'm an Alabama fan. I've seen Tua play. Tua's fine. I'll be okay with Tua. Tua's like a complimentary prize. Joe Burrow, I feel like he benefited from his system, my personal opinion. But Justin Herbert, I think, will be the best quarterback in this class. Book it. Yeah, so I'm a big Herbert fan. So I hope it's Herbert. Brady would be fine, too. Get that 7th seed, win the title. Yeah. But, yeah, I think Herbert. I would love Herbert, man. Have you played Rainbow Six Siege, the tactical online multiplayer team-based first-person shooter? I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege. I played, like, a bunch of other Rainbow Sixes, like when they were on the Xbox. Those were fun days, man, especially when you got people who knew how to play. Like Ghost Recon 2, one of the all-time GOATs multiplayer games. Before Call of Duty Modern Warfare, COD 4 came out, and took over the scene. Ghost Recon 2, that was the shit, dude. That was the game where it was like, you actually have to talk to your motherfucking teammates. If your teammates are not talking, if they don't have a mic, you don't play with those guys. Like, you just leave the lobby. Like, you need to talk. Like, that was a game where, and then that transition where people wanted to talk on Halo, that was a game, like, I remember too, man. Like, I remember when I was first playing that game multiplayer, and this one guy freaking, like, was like, "Hey, fool, speed your tap pool." That was my name, Speeder Tadpool. Don't ask me why. It was just a random name Xbox gave me. I just liked it. Like, "Hey, Speeder Tadpool, you have a damn mic, fool?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, I better put my mic." And I'm 14, but I've always had a deep voice. Like, my voice has always been deep. Everyone has always thought, like, I was a teacher or something like that or whatever. Like, when I'm like, oh, yeah, guys, good playing with you. I got to go to school. "Oh, you got to teach the kids today?" And I'm like, no, man. I'm studying. I'm in high school. And they're like, "You ain't in high school. Your voice too deep." Like, my voice has always been deep. Like I would say my voice became deep like in 4th and 5th grade. Like, that's how my voice would get. Like, I could call out of school as my dad, and the school would believe me. Like, I would be like, they'd be like, "Thank you for Park Oaks Elementary. Hey, this is Chase Oliver. Hey, this is Chase Oliver's dad, Eric. Oh, yeah. How's it going, Mr. Oliver? Yeah, Chase is sick. He can't come. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully he gets better and hope to see him soon. Yep, have a good one." And then I just hang up and that's it. Like, I could call out sick for myself. Like, that was pretty much how deep my voice was. And so, like, I just remembered I got onto the mic, and that helped me on Xbox because I didn't have to deal with people like making fun of my voice the whole time, which was nice. So I got onto the Xbox, put on the mic, and I was talking to the guy. And he's like, "All right, cool, man. We got someone that can talk. Hey, everyone else, you got to pull up your mic." And then that was like the most fun experience that I had. I was like, this is why you need a mic on Xbox. Then you play Call of Duty and Halo, and it's like, okay, you don't need a mic for that one. People are just super fucking annoying. But like Ghost Recon 2, you did not have a mic. You were booted out. Like, that was just the rule, dude. So, yeah. Which My Career mode do you think was better, 2K19 or 2K20? I would go with 2K19. I think 2K20 near the end was better, but like, I just didn't like how Trey was such a dope. I like Buzz. At least Buzz, he felt like he had a stupid name, but he felt legit. Yeah, pretty much. Nero, you hit the nail on the head. It's just funny. It's just fun to troll on Twitter. Like, it's just fun to post jokes and stuff like that. Like, that's just my personality too. It's like I like to joke around about stuff. That's just me in general. So yeah, man. My thoughts on the Black Widow movie. It looks interesting. I know it's like what, it's in the middle of God. I just combined those movies at that point. Infinity War and Endgame. It's in the middle of that one. It's the middle of those two. It'd be interesting to see how it works out. I think it'll still be a good movie. I think it'll be one of those surprise movies. People are gonna be like, "Oh, Black Widow was better than I thought." Like, it's just be like the movie I'm looking forward to more is Wonder Woman 1984, that or whatever number they put over that. That's the movie I'm looking forward to. I love the first Wonder Woman, one of my favorite superhero movies ever, and I'm looking forward to this one now. Let's see. What games are you recently playing now? Do you have a PS4 or Xbox One? I have both a PS4 and Xbox One and a Nintendo Switch, man. I'm spoiled. No, I just like my gaming consoles, and I love playing games when I'm bored. Currently on the docket, I'm playing Pokemon Sword. Pokemon Sword is something that I'm playing on my Switch. I don't play it as often because I played Shield, and someone asked about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I'll get into that in a moment. And so I kind of just play that when I'm like, I just want to play something different. PS4, I just play MLB The Show, and that's pretty much it. Like, I love that game. It's fun. It's great to have a baseball game. It's my career character. He's like in his 16th year. I love that game. MLB The Show, definitely worth it, even if you're not a baseball fan. Xbox One's where I mostly play my games. I think once PS5 comes out, that'll be when I'll go back to PlayStation. It's just that for me, the Xbox One was like the first console that I purchased out of the next generation console. And I was just like, well, all my stuff is on the Xbox One. I'm used to the Xbox One controls. I'm just going to go with Xbox One. But pretty much I played, I'm waiting for another free moment, like a moment where I'm actually free, where I'm not worried about school and stuff. I'm playing DBZ Kakarot right now, and I'm playing NBA 2K. But the thing with Kakarot is that's one of those games where I really just want to play it, and I don't want to do anything else, and it's going to kill my production if I play it. Like, that's just where Kakarot's at on that level. I know myself as a person. Like, I just, when it comes to games like that, I have a lot of stuff I need to take care of. I want to work out. I gotta clean up the rest of, get my stuff back on my shelves and stuff. You can see I've been starting to do a little bit of that. But the thing is with Kakarot, if I load that shit up, I guarantee you my fat ass is going to be in my bed for 6 hours playing Kakarot, not doing anything else. I think that game is fun as hell. I'm addicted to long-form RPGs, especially if it's in a franchise that I care and love about. See Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, love both those games. Not the best Assassin's Creed of all time, but I love both those games, and I love the RPG aspects of it. And now you do it with Dragon Ball, it's like it's a whole nother story. So for me, I'm not even foreign Kakarot either. Like, I just beat the Frieza arc, and now I'm just grabbing Dragon Balls and stuff. So for me, I get too addicted to that kind of stuff easily, man. So I'm not gonna how should I say it, man? I'm not going to invest too much time into it right now. Mainly because I know myself, and I really need to. Like, when it comes to school, man, I take that shit seriously. As you guys know, like, I'll put YouTube on hold if a term or semester is hard. I really want to do well in school because I just take it seriously. It's just been my mental attitude ever since, man. But yeah. So overall, I would go with that game. I love it, but I can't play it right now, and it sucks. Like, I really want to play it, but I know myself, and I need to get more stuff down. I have other priorities, such as losing weight and cleaning up stuff and doing laundry, doing schoolwork, getting better as a human being. So, but yeah, I love Dragon Ball. I just wish I could play it, man. I wish I could play it. So yeah. Pokemon Sword and Shield, I liked both of those games. I think they're very good starter games for Pokemon. They're a little bit too easy. That's just my thing. Like, I got lost in the wild area, and I was doing a bunch of wild area stuff when the game first started. And by the first gym, my Pokemon were like my starter was already like evolved, like this at third stage by the first gym. It was a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, no, the presentation of the game is good. It's a fun game. I have both versions, Sword and Shield. There's nothing really different about either one. I like both games. I think they're both fine in their own rights, and I like playing them. As far as new favorite Pokemon, Dreadnought Rex, Phalanx is pretty cool. Hatterene and Grimmsnarl, those two are beasts. I love both of those. The starters, all the starters to me are kind of they're kind of meh. So yeah. Oh, Duladon. Dula. I don't know how to say his name. I like that Pokemon too. It's pretty badass. It doesn't fit you. My voice, at least, hopefully fits my body. People are not shocked when they hear me talk. They find it funny. So, like, they think I have a good voice. Oh, that sucks. It sucks when you have like the 12-year-old voice when you're like older. It's just like, oh, dang. Chase, do you watch NWA? To me, Shooter Stevens Sandow is in WWE is the best character now in wrestling. I'm so behind on NWA Power. I just don't have time, man. Like, I pick and choose. Like, I don't watch Raw weekly. Like, I just watch the YouTube clips. Like, SmackDown is the only weekly WWE show I watch. That's just the honest truth. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like really, weekly shows that I go out of my way to watch are AEW and SmackDown. That's it. Everything else is kind of like, if I see it, I see it. Or someone tells me like, hey, you got to watch this match on 205 Live, or hey, you got to watch this match on NXT. I'll watch it. Like NXT, like I wait until Saturdays and then I watch it, I guess. But I don't try to watch it like live or anything like that. So yeah, those are the only two shows I really watch, man. I can't watch Raw, dude. Like, Raw is just trash. Like, it's just bad. Like, Lashley's making out with Lana. Seth Rollins is pretending he's fucking whatever that idiot's name is from New Japan. Like, it's just terrible, man. It's just bad. It's just not good. McIntyre, he's trying his best, dude, with the 1, 2, 3 Claymore, but I'm just like 1, 2, 3. I don't care. I'll watch 1, 2, 3. I'll watch you on YouTube. How about that, bro? So yeah. Thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC? That was the biggest freaking waste of money ever, dude. The biggest waste of money. This should have been in the game already. This showed that Kingdom Hearts was rushed out, and it's so sad to see where Kingdom Hearts 3 has fallen. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, this time last year, retailed at $60. Then, sometime in the middle of last year, was retailing at $39. Now you can get Kingdom Hearts 3. If you have Game Pass on Xbox One, you can get it for freaking free. And not only that, you can get it for $15 at Best Buy. The freaking DLC is $30. And they're pretty much trying to tell you, yeah, we messed up. We should have added this in the game. Remind is the worst DLC flipping ever. It deserves to be freaking burned to the ground, and it deserves people ranting on it. And the fact that the Cage community is just accepting it is so freaking stupid. And this shows how much the more it has us by the balls when it comes to this stupid franchise right now. It pissed me off. You pay $30 for this mediocre crap? Oh, you get the data fights, and this should have been in the game in the first place. Yeah, you get to play as Roxas, and this should have been in the game in the first place. All this stuff should have been in the game in the first place. And you want to charge $30 for, oh, well, here's some extra cutscenes. The Yozora fight. Who cares? The data fights should have already been in the game. The Yozora fight should have already been in the game. You should have made the secret boss a regular-ass boss in this DLC. And then you tease the Final Fantasy characters, man. You tease the Final Fantasy characters. And what do you do with the Final Fantasy characters? You just put them at the end. And you're like, oh, yeah, let's just have them have a cutscene. Like, it's terrible. And then you mark down the game for $15, and then you hope some idiots are like, oh, I bought the game, now I can buy the DLC. Like, freaking stupid. I guess actually, no, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not free if you have Game Pass, because you're paying $15 a month for Game Pass anyways. So it's not really free. But you get the idea, dude. You get it for free if you're a Game Pass member. Like, it's just so sad how Kingdom Hearts has fallen. I still love the game. I think KH3 is a really good game. I'm not going to go back on my word on that. But it's just so terrible, the execution of it all. Like, how in the hell are you going to charge more for the DLC than the actual game right now? And especially when the DLC is not worth $30. Like, I get it. If this was like part 1 and you charge like $10 for it, fine. But $30? This should have been in the game already. So yeah, I'm not touching Kingdom Hearts 3 until they re-release like the ultimate final mix super duper deluxe ice cream sea salt package. That's the next time I'm touching Kingdom Hearts for me, because I'm not gonna buy. I'm actually interested. I think one of these days when I get super duper free time, I might, and if they're on sale, I might buy and I'm pointing at my Xbox. Sorry, I have a weird hand thing. I gotta fix it. I might buy the Xbox versions of Kingdom Hearts just to play them on Xbox, just to see how they look and just to see how they feel overall. I feel like certain games would benefit from the Xbox controller. I've never played Kingdom Hearts on Xbox, but yeah, it's worth a shot for me at least. So yeah, no, Remind, worst DLC ever, man. Everyone does a Canadian Destroyer. The Code Red, Canadian Destroyer, it's all dead. Screw that finisher. What do you the first thing you see as who do you see as the first AEW champ? Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, or Sammy? Oh, OC for sure. Why do people treat being blocked on Twitter as if it was a loss or a major deal? Thoughts? I don't know why people block people on Twitter. That's just so beta. You're gonna like close out the world. Like, I mute people if they're posting. Like, if you post porn on Twitter, you're muted. Like, I'm not blocking you. I'm just muting you because, look, if I want to watch porn, I'll go to Pornhub. I'm not gonna go freaking to Twitter to go watch you guys watch porn. Like, that's just weird. Yeah, some of y'all need to really think about what you're liking on Twitter because we can see that. We can see that junk. So some of y'all really need to be careful with what you're liking on Twitter. Because sometimes, man, you guys will be showing stuff, man. So yeah. But yeah, some of y'all need to watch out because sometimes you guys will like something on Twitter and you guys don't realize you're liking it. So watch out. And you guys notice I'm not seeing your tweets or something like that, you can always DM me. But just know, if you posted some porn on Twitter, I probably muted you because I'm not about that life and I'm not trying to see that shit. All right. But yeah, I don't get it, man. Who cares? I'm blocked by some wrestlers, and that's their thing. If they want to have any search and block me, that's your business, not mine. I could care less, dude. I bet Schleg Daddy will rant 5 minutes about AEW not having Luchasaurus at the pay-per-view. I don't even think he watched pay-per-view. Like, look, here's the thing about Schleg Daddy. It's political season, man. He don't give a flip about wrestling right now. It's all about the presidential election for Schleg Daddy. I can tell you that right now. It's NFL draft season and it's the politics season, man. And he paying attention to that shit. He could give two shits about an AEW filler pay-per-view, what he would call it. I'm just calling it how I see it. All right. Let's see what else. So I actually have to head out soon and stuff. So I'm trying to answer their last few questions. Chase, how much did I pay for the Nintendo Switch? I paid a good, I want to say it was like $200, $199. I caught it on a Black Friday sale. I remember that. It was $199.99. So I remember that. I was like $200. So I got a good deal on it. Let's see. What's your gamer tag, Chase? I would like to add you on both consoles. So for PS4, I think it's so my gamer tag is Smiles 4, the number 4, everyone. So it's just Smiles, the number 4, everyone. Smiles for everyone is my gamer tag. I think it's the same way on my PS4. My PS4 is not plugged in, so I can't tell you. But yeah, if you want to add me on Xbox, go right ahead. That's my gamer tag for sure. But ask that question again, Mr. Metal School. Ask that again on another stream that I do, what my PS4 is, and I'll tell you what it is. But I believe it should be Smiles for everyone on both of them. So yeah, Smiles for everyone is my gamer tag on both consoles. Why Smiles for everyone? I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I was just like, does anyone have this name, Smiles for everyone? And I just stuck with it, dude. So, yeah, fuck Garbage Man. I don't like anything that Garbage Man does, man. Hey, man, I think it's funny that when I Google CJ Perry, Lana, it takes me to her actual spouse is Lashley. Or am I missing something? WWE is playing this kayfabe card. Oh, that's pretty funny, dude. Maybe there's something we did miss. Maybe Rusev and Lana wasn't so perfect for each other after all. Chase, what are your thoughts on the Xbox Series X and the PS5 coming out this year? I haven't seen much on the Xbox One Series X, so I don't have opinions on that. PS5, I'm really excited for. Honestly, I'm generally excited for the PS5. I feel like the library is going to be good. I ultimately got to see what games come out because to me personally, I really do like Xbox's interface. I think Xbox's interface when it comes to YouTube and everything like that, I really like that a lot. But the thing is, I don't know, the feeling of the PS4 controller just feels better than the Xbox controller. But I know a majority of my friends, that I still play games with, they play on Xbox. So it's kind of a hard thing for me because do I invest more in the PS5? Because this is what I'm going to do. One of these consoles I'm going to get from the jump. But then the other console, do I wait? Do I sit? That's the thing. I'm going to wait. I don't know why I said do I wait. I apologize. I'm going to wait regardless on one of these consoles. Just because it's dude, I don't need both at the same time. I just need at least one. But which one is more bang for my buck? Which one, when I get it, I'm going to say, hey, they're both going to last me. Because here's the thing. I have an OG PS3 from 2007. That thing still is working. I have one of the newer PS4s. That thing works just fine. I have one of the OG Xbox Ones. That thing's still working. I never have to trade in my console with that. I have the OGs. I like Xbox's interface a little bit more than PlayStation's interface. I like how Xbox is, maybe because I'm a Windows guy and it just reminds me of Windows, so I do prefer it a little bit more than that. So I do like Xbox's interface. I think Xbox brings a great interface to their to the platform. And I use my Xbox for literally everything. My cable, my YouTube, my Netflix, everything. Everything's on my Xbox. My PlayStation, I just use it to play a couple PlayStation exclusive games. So for me, it's like kind of like I always got to look at it like, how am I going to benefit with the console? What games are coming out from the start? What's going to change with the interface? So far, I'm leaning more towards PS5. PS5, I'm leaning more towards that one. But I need to see what the Xbox One X is coming with. But so far, PS5 is a winner for me. Like it's so far winning me over. But I got to see what the Series X brings to the table because, like I said, one of them will wait. One of them will be on the burner where I'm like, hey, I'll wait until, the newer, like the Xbox One Series X Slim. And that's the thing with PS4 too and Sony in general too. I feel like when it comes to when you get an Xbox One, sure, you may have missed out on the One S or the One X, and maybe the quality is a little bit different, but it's not that bad hardware-wise. It still works just as fine and won't burn up as bad. Well, I feel like the PlayStations, it's like, oh God, you didn't get you just got the regular first PS5 launch? Nah, man, you gotta get the PS5 Pro, you gotta get the PlayStation 4 Slim and stuff like that. Like that's the problem. PlayStation's come out with better models as that lifespan of that console. They come out with better models, and then it makes you want. It's like the phone technique. Like you have a phone that's good. Like I have an S9. I don't need an S10. The S10, S9, S10 just runs a little bit faster. Now Samsung's coming out with the S20, and now you're just like, oh, should I get that? You don't need it. The S9 is just as good. Wait 4 to 6 years. That's when these phones start to really shit the bed. People don't realize it, but then you get caught up in the fact, oh, I need the higher model because it has a higher model name. No, the only thing you need a higher model name is the processor. That's all that matters. And it depends on what you're using your device for. If you're a pro gamer, then yeah, you got to probably get a newer model. But I'm using this just to call and text people. I'm not using this for anything else. And that's the problem with the PS4 is that the PS4 is like, if you got a general PS4, it does not even compare it to the Pro or anything at all when it comes to performance. With Xbox, it doesn't matter if you have, a regular Xbox to the One X and stuff like that. The only difference in performance is the graphics. Other than that, they run the games the same. That's why sometimes I lean towards PS5 because, nostalgia of the PlayStation, and especially because if it's backwards compatible, it saves me some money of buying some games. Like I don't need Spider-Man PS4 remastered. Like just give me the fucking PS4 version. I'm fine with it. But when it comes to when it comes to how do I say this? When it comes to so I'm drawing a blank because I'm all over the place right now because this has really got me excited. But when it comes to like lifespan and stuff like that, I want something that will last, man. That's just my mindset. Like I don't care what model my MacBook is. Can it do what I need it to do? And can it do it well? Yes? Okay. I'm good with this. This is a good setup. I'm fine with it. Laptop. If I needed to do video editing, I want a good video editing laptop. I don't want some crap. So yeah, that's just how I view it, man. So yeah. What was the last WWE 2K game in your opinion? What was the last? I bought 2K19 because like normally what I do is I wait 2 years. So like I'll get 2K18 and then I'll skip 2K19. But I heard 2K20 was just so terrible. Like literally, I was about to be like, okay, time to get 2K20. I'm actually interested. The story mode seems interesting. And when I heard how terrible that game was, I was like, pump the brakes. You don't need this. So like that's literally what happened. I literally said, nope, I'm good. So yeah, man. 2K19 is the last game I bought. Thoughts on Randy Orton versus Edge feud? It's actually entertaining. I can't wait to see what Beth Phoenix do. I'll definitely be YouTubing that. John 15, you missed my rant on Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Yes, I played it, and yes, I hated it. Chase, I have to go. The time in Romania is different. Oh, thanks, man. But thank you, man. But it seems like that's it for the chat. I feel like people were super enamored with me talking about PlayStation and Xbox. But thank you guys very much for tuning in to this video. I do appreciate you guys coming in and having a good time with me. I'm headed out now. I got the good old retail job to make that money. Give me money. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching the Revolution review and just coming in for the Q&A afterwards. It means a lot to me. I'm going to be doing some test stream with the theme, like, you know, with the new laptop. We're going to do some test streams. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe I'll do one tonight. Just depends on if I got my workout in and everything. And I also got to check school. My teachers are lagging. School starts in 2 days and I still don't have a syllabi. Like, come on, cuz. Give me that syllabi. They don't even have books. How am I supposed to know what to buy if there's no books? So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Remember, guys, just like our WWE champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Who's next? You're next. Yow!